All right, grade 7, we are going to go through a rather simple lesson. One of the things that you're going to learn is that you cannot divide something by 0, because that is something that you can't split. You can't split something into 0 pieces. That won't work. If you have a pie, it has 8 pieces, and you divide it by 0, that's not going to work. So it's still going to be the full pie. So really, what you're looking at is to guard against dividing by 0. For example, if the following expression reduces 2 to 2 only if x is not 0. For example, if we go 2 times 1 over 1, we're going to get 2, right? But if we go 2 times 0 over 0, that's not going to equal 2. So x in that form cannot equal to 2. That's really what we're looking to do, is make sure that we put that variable in there saying what it is. And probably the best way to do it is show you on a calculator. So if I go here on my screen to my calculator, if I hit the clear button and I go 15 divided by 0, I'm going to get an error. If I grab 0 divided by 0, I'm going to get an error. If I go 78 divided by 0, I'm going to get an error. It's just not mathematically possible. So let's go back to our lesson here, and it says, use a calculator to divide several numbers of your choosing by 0. Remember to clear the calculator before entering. Write the answer displayed, and of course we had an error. So let's go through our practice set B here. It says the numbers in the multiplication fact 7 times 8 equals 56 can be arranged to form two division facts, and I'll just show that to you for a second. So we can go 58 divided by 8 equals 7, and sorry, not 58 but 56. And we can go 56 divided by 7 equals 8. So you can see that we've made those two different facts. Here, if we look at 7 times 0 is 0, we could actually make two sets of facts. 0 divided by 0 equals 7, or 0 divided by, 0 divided by 7 equals 0. This fact can make sense. It's still going to be 0 because you can't divide it into 7. This one does not make sense. So this is the one that you would be looking for. Which arrangement is not a fact? 0 divided by 0. That's not a fact. So the next piece that we get asked about is, for the following expressions, find the number or numbers that cannot be used in the place of the variable. So some of that's very easy. You have to look at which one's going to make this 0. Well, in C's case, it's fairly easy, right? Because W would have to not be able to be 0. X minus 1. Well, what's going to make our bottom 1? Well, that would mean that X would have to be 1, because that would have a 1 minus 1, and that we can't do that. 2W. Again, 2W is fairly straightforward. What's going to make our bottom 0? Well, W cannot be 0, because 2 times 0 would give us 0, right? So that one we cannot do. This one here is a little bit different, number F, because, or letter F, because it has two different variables here. Now, we need to make sure that we focus on the bottom. We do not want that Y to make this bottom, when you subtract 3 from it, 0. So you can see that Y cannot be 3, because that would make our bottom 0. G has an x squared in there. So remember up here they said which number or numbers. Well, x squared, just so you know, if I go 2, I'm giving you your answer already, 2 squared is going to give me 4, and negative 2 squared is going to give me 4. So you have to always remember when you're squaring numbers that they're going to give you two different possibilities. So we really don't want our bottom, when we take 4 off of the bottom, to make it 0. Well, I've just given you your answer there. So x cannot equal plus or negative 2. Okay? Here they throw for h, they throw all kinds of variables. They got a and b on the top, and then they got a c on the bottom. The truth is you only have to worry about the c, because we don't want the bottom to be 0. A and b can be, you can do 0 divided by 7. That's not going to hurt anything, because your answer is going to be 0. But we can't divide by 0. So c cannot equal to 0. And for our last one, I, it says explain your answer to G. And that's fairly straightforward in that positive and negative number will square to a positive number. 2 squared and negative 2 squared are the same number. And that takes you to the end of your lesson there, grade 7. If you have any questions, make sure you ding